Hello, welcome back. I'm John, old YouTuber. It's early Friday evening. I got my pension today. Let's try read more about deserts and desertification. It's 6 p.m. and I did not sleep enough last night, but a little bit more than the other many days. But let's read about but my computer just crashed, so we have to open everything again. So let's read about deserts. Yes, I've not read the deserts. The desert PDF. Let's do that, but yes, Algeria, in Algeria, they fly down the Sahara deserts from North Africa. I like to read all this, but I can only read one by one. But my computer keep crashing the Sahara. I need to read. I can do tomorrow. Actually, Arctic is a cold desert, and Antarctic, but I will read that in the Asian dust. That's not a real animal. That's kind of sci-fi animals. You've got a sci-fi book called Dune, I think. So that's not a real worm, but maybe somebody says they have seen it about dunes. Desertification. I'm reading this next. Yes, I have to look. I have to look it in Wikipedia. There were some links to other deserts. This one. Let's read it again.
Desert. Sand and dunes of the Libyan desert. View of high desert through a mountain crevasse. Valle de la Luna, Moon Valley, in the Atacama Desert of Chile. The world's driest known polar desert. A desert is a barren area of landscape where little precipitation occurs and, consequently, living conditions are hostile for plant and animal life. The lack of vegetation exposes the unprotected surface of the ground to denudation. About 1/3 of the land surface of the Earth is arid or semi-arid. This includes much of the polar regions, where little precipitation occurs, and which are sometimes called polar deserts or cold deserts. Deserts can be classified by the amount of precipitation that falls, by the temperature that prevails, by the causes of desertification, or by their geographical location. 1. Deserts are formed by weathering processes as large variations in temperature between day and night put strains on the rocks, which consequently break in pieces. Although seldom occurs in deserts, there are occasional downpours that can result in flash floods. Rain falling on hot rocks can cause them to shatter, and the resulting fragments and rubble strewn over the desert floor are further eroded with wind. This picks up particles of sand and dust, which can remain airborne for extended periods, sometimes causing the formation of sandstorms or dust storms. Wind-blown sand grains striking any solid object in their path can abrade surface. Rocks are smoothed down, and the wind sorts sand into uniform deposits. The grains end up as level sheets of sand or are piled high in billowing sand dunes. Other deserts are flat, stony plains where all the fine material has been blown away and the surface consists of a mosaic of smooth stones, often forming desert pavements, and little further erosion takes place. Other desert features include rock outcrops, exposed bedrock and clays once deposited by flowing water. Temporary lakes may form and salt pans may be left when waters evaporate. There may be underground sources of water, in the form of springs and seepages from aquifers. Where these are found, oases can occur. Plants and animals living in the desert need special adaptations to survive in the harsh environment. Plants tend to be tough and wiry with small or no leaves, water-resistant cuticles, and often spines to deter herbivory. Some annual plants germinate, bloom and die in the course of a few weeks after rainfall, while of the long-lived plants survive for years and have deep root systems able to tap underground moisture. Animals need to keep cool and find enough food and water to survive. Many are nocturnal, and stay in the shade or underground during the heat of the day. They tend to be efficient at conserving water, extracting most of their needs from their food and concentrating their urine. Some animals remain in a state of dormancy for long periods, ready to become active again during the rare rainfall. They then reproduce rapidly while conditions are favorable before returning to dormancy. People have struggled to live in deserts and the surrounding semi-arid lands for millennia. Nomads have moved their flocks and herds to wherever grazing is available, and oases have provided opportunities for a more settled way of life. The cultivation of semi-arid regions encourages erosion of soil and is one of the causes of increased desertification. Desert farming is possible with the aid of irrigation, and the Imperial Valley in California provides an example of how previously barren land can be made productive by the import of water from an outside source. Many trade routes have been forged across deserts, especially across the Sahara, and traditionally were used by caravans of camels carrying salt, gold, ivory and other goods. Large numbers of slaves were also taken northwards across the Sahara. Some mineral extraction also takes place in deserts, and the uninterrupted sunlight gives potential for the capture of large quantities of solar energy. Etymology: English desert and its Romance cognates, including Italian and Portuguese deserto, French desert and Spanish desierto, all come from the ecclesiastical Latin certum, originally an abandoned place, a participle of sereria, to abandon. 2. The correlation between aridity and sparse population is complex and dynamic, varying by culture, era, and technologies, thus the use of the word desert can cause confusion. In English before the 20th century, desert was often used in the sense of unpopulated area without specific reference to aridity. Winking sad smiley too. But today the word is most often used in its climate science sense, an area of low precipitation. 3. Phrases such as desert island, 4, and Great American Desert, or Shakespeare's deserts of Bohemia, The Winter's Tale, in previous centuries did not necessarily imply sand or aridity. Their focus was the sparse population. 5. Major deserts. Global map of deserts. The world's largest non-polar deserts. Deserts take up about 1/3 of Earth's land surface. 6. Bottomlands may be salt-covered flats. Eolian processes are major factors in shaping desert landscapes. Polar deserts, also seen as cold deserts, have similar features, except the main form of precipitation is snow rather than rain. Antarctica is the world's largest cold desert, composed of about 98% thick continental ice sheet and 2% barren rock. Some of the barren rock is to be found in the so-called dry valleys of Antarctica that almost never get snow, which can have ice-encrusted saline lakes that suggest evaporation far greater than the rare snowfall due to the strong katabatic winds that even evaporate ice. The 10 largest deserts. 7. Rank Desert Area. Kilometer 2. Area. SCME. 1. Antarctic Desert, Antarctica. 14,200,005,482,6512 Arctic Desert, Arctic. 13,900,005,366,8203 Sahara Desert, Africa. 9,200,003,552,1404 Great Australian, Australia. 2,700,000,042,4765 Arabian Desert, Middle East. 2,330,000,00899,6186 Gobi Desert, Asia. 1,295,000,050,000,027 Kalahari Desert, Africa. 900,000,347,4928 Patagonian Desert, South America. 673,000,259,8479 Syrian Desert, Middle East. 500,000,193,05110 Great Basin Desert, North America. 490,000,190,000. Deserts, both hot and cold, play a part in moderating Earth's temperature. This is because they reflect more of the incoming light and their albedo is higher than that of forests or the sea. 8. Defining characteristics. A desert is a region of land that is very dry because it receives low amounts of precipitation, usually in the form of rain, but it may be snow, mist or fog, often has little coverage by plants, and in which streams dry up unless they are supplied by water from outside the area. 9. Deserts generally receive less than 250 mm, 10 in, of precipitation each year. 9. The potential evapotranspiration may be large but, in the absence of available water, the actual evapotranspiration may be close to 0. 10. Semi-deserts are regions which receive between 250 and 500 mm, 10 and 20 in, and when clad in grass. These are known as steppes. 11. 6. Water. Atacama Desert in foreground with Andes Mountains in distance. Atacama, the world's driest non-polar desert, part of the arid diagonal of South America. One of the driest places on Earth is the Atacama Desert. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It is virtually devoid of life because it is blocked from receiving precipitation by the Andes Mountains to the east and the Chilean Coast Range to the west. The cold Humboldt Current and the anticyclone of the Pacific are essential to keep the dry climate of the Atacama. The average precipitation in the Chilean region of Antofagasta is just 1 mm, 0.039 in, per year. Some weather stations in the Atacama have never received rain. Evidence suggests that the Atacama may not have had any significant rainfall from 1570 to 1971. It is so arid that mountains that reach as high as 6,885 m, 22,589 feet, are completely free of glaciers and, in the southern part from 25 degrees S to 27 degrees S, may have been glacier free throughout the Quaternary, though permafrost extends down to an altitude of 4,400 m, 14,400 feet, and is continuous above 5,600 m, 18,400 feet. 17, 18. Nevertheless, there is some plant life in the Atacama, in the form of specialist plants that obtain moisture from dew and the fogs that blow in from the Pacific. 12. Muddy stream in Gobi Desert with grass in foreground and desert in background. Flash flood in the Gobi. When rain falls in deserts, as it occasionally does, it is often with great violence. The desert surface is evidence of this, with dry stream channels known as arroyos or wadis meandering across its surface. These can experience flash floods, becoming raging torrents with surprising rapidity after a storm that may be many kilometers away. Most deserts are in basins with no